right, this is Roy with Weapon Outfitters. All right, we're back from the 2025 SHOT Show, and this was a good one this year. There's actually a ton of interesting products, and I think a lot of it is due to the Bidenomics of the last few years really sticking it to the industry. So in order to survive in this new era, you actually have to make stuff that people want. You have to sell stuff that people actually have been asking you for, which is what we saw this year at the 2025 SHOT Show. I started off my show running to Palmetto State Armory, of course, who I work with a lot for our affiliate marketing, and seeing what they were working on. Pretty exciting. They definitely do this thing that's a little bit community engagement, a little bit marketing, where they let people vote on what they think Palmetto should be working on. There's some exciting things like the semi-automatic 50 caliber rifle with wild price numbers being thrown around. The number I heard was $2,000, which I thought was insane. Thankfully, I clarified with the engineers who thought $2,000 is theoretically possible, but they're thinking more around $3,000 to $5,000 will be final price. Unfortunately, that semi-automatic 50 caliber rifle, which was getting the most attention for Palmetto State, was not winning in the polls. Turns out Palmetto State variant of the 2011 pistol was what was winning when I last checked, middle of SHOT Show. So I don't know who ended up winning during the show itself. After Palmetto State, I went to Knights Armament. I've been a key dealer for Knights Armament for years now, and they finally gave me some good news. We've been getting our back orders from right around 2020 fulfilled. And we just got a surprise shipment of sand cutters that blew out 15 minutes. But it was from an order back in 2021 or so, we believe. Knights Armament let me know they fulfilled most of their military contracts, and they're working on fulfilling the commercial market's back orders and are launching their new line of rifles this year, supposedly, hopefully. Their new rifles in 5.56, 308, 7.62, and 6.5 Creedmoor will be using the new URX-6 rail. The URX-6, unlike the URX-4, will have a distinct and separate barrel nut from rail system. You'll need a special tool to install the barrel nut, and they'll actually make it easy or possible for you to get, since some of their tools have been proprietary and difficult to acquire. They'll also be spinning up armor classes for the professional scene, and hopefully we get to send some of our guys to the new Knights Armament armor classes. We're definitely going to try to get as many of the new KS rifles as possible. I'm still memorizing the KS rifles designations, but they have distinct numbers for distinct models. Like the KS3, for example, is the 5.56 13.7-inch barrel variant. And I think the 308 versions start at the KS5, and they go, KS5, 6, 7, 8. Either way, I'll take photos of the catalog they sent me after I've memorized it, put it on my social media so people know what's coming. I went to see Sons of Liberty Gunworks and Chuck Pressburg's new signature rifle. Chuck really knows what he's doing when it comes to guns, and his signature rifle looks to be a great product. Hope to get some of those in. The big addition to Sons of Liberty's lineup this year, I thought, was the Rotex compatible Nox. Their Nox flash hider is a hybrid flash hider that's been very popular, but in the past, it was not compatible with Surefire and Rotex. But B&T is OEMing them for Sons of Liberty, so these new muzzle devices will definitely be something I want to carry myself. They're going to have ported and non-ported versions available to the general public. One thing about the 2025 SHOT Show that stood out to me was how it seems to be the year of thermal optics. Thermal optics are becoming a lot more affordable, kind of like televisions are on the S curve of pricing. Right? It starts very expensive, it starts dropping, and then now you can get a flat screen 60-inch TV for dirt cheap at Costco. I think that's going to be what's going to happen with thermal eventually. Right now, the thermal optics offerings are very cost-effective and very powerful. We've been carrying the D&T Optics multi-spectral scopes for a while. They just came out late last 2024, and they already have improved with higher resolution thermal sensor versions available now. One thermal product that really caught my eye was the Infitech RMR footprint thermal sight that was being showcased at the Badger Ordnance booth. The military's been using offset thermals like the BAE Oasis thermals for a while now, but those are like $5,000 to $10,000. The Infitech unit is a lot smaller. It fits RMR footprint, and it's $700. Talking to representatives of Infitech, people were saying they were able to positively identify deer at 250 meters, which is, really pushing it for something that small. These small weapon-mounted thermals are generally meant for very close-range, last-minute scanning, kind of like a clip-on thermal imager, right? You're not using it to snipe people hundreds of yards away. You're just trying to increase your situational awareness. For that, it's pretty useful for the commercial and US domestic civilian law enforcement market. At $700 is pretty hard to beat. For straight up military tactical applications, it might be too emissive for non-permissive environments, but for a civilian or law enforcement user, this is a great deal. Being able to detect thermal signatures on your rifle for such a cost-effective price point. So we'll definitely be carrying those. What else are we gonna do? Oh yeah, we went to see our homies at Spiritus Systems. They've got a new plate carrier launching. It reminds me of the plate carrier I've been using, Crye SPC. Now Spiritus has second mover advantage in that they've integrated a ton of cool features into their LV120 with the structural cummerbund, their tubes, quick attach-detach system. Overall, it's just very user configurable, user friendly. The neat plate carrier, can't wait to try it out. Spiritus Systems and Sierra Tac are also working on their sling. Reverse the direction of the sling adapter. Sling adjustment, in that if you push away, I can't remember. Anyways, the new Spiritus and Sierra Tac sling looks pretty cool. It looks very ergonomic. They reversed the orientation and direction of the sling tab adjustment, which is a bit of an adjustment to someone who used the old style. They figured out that the new style is actually more ergonomic. So they have a new diving board attachment. It was made specifically for the UK Marines, and it's really well designed and thought out. Easy detach to MOLLE systems. Looks to be pretty cool. We've been Weapon Outfitters and LMT has a long storied history together. They're basically the first brand I started carrying when I started this company. We kind of fell off in the COVID years, but we talked to them about it, and we are coming back, baby. We are gonna be LMT stands. We are going to carry the whole ecosystem. The MRP platform, for example, has really improved. They've got the lightweight version. Talking to folks in the military sphere, LMT rifles have performed very well with military-grade ammunition. So I've heard. I'm looking forward to testing it out myself. Definitely want to get their 5.56, 308, and 6.5 Creedmoor weapon systems in my hands and start putting rounds on paper. I will definitely get our big back orders in. Hopefully you guys buy LMT from us here at Weapon Outfitters. Oh yeah, went to see my friends at B&T. B&T's been making big moves in the suppressor market. The B&T suppressors are cost efficient and perform pretty well. They're all under $1,000. They've got a new suppressor that's a hybrid in the 5.56 realm. It's got an Inconel blast baffle. It's low back pressure, high flow, and it also has stainless steel or steel end cap, I believe. So most of the suppressor is titanium, but they got steel at the beginning and end of the baffle stack, and that eliminates all sparking according to them. Is this true? I don't know. I don't have one yet, but I definitely ordered some, so we'll find out. Put the testing here on our channel. Yeah, I think I already covered this earlier. We're talking about Sons of Liberty and B&T working together, but B&T's making a new Rotex / Surefire compatible flash hiders, and I can't wait to get my hands on those. They're very cost effective. I think the pricing's going to be around $120 market price, which is very cost effective because you're looking at $180 for a Surefire suppressor mount. Oh, Gentex. Yeah, OpsCore's always worked closely with Weapon Outfitters. I'm just personal friends with some of the folks there. I went to see them this year, and they've got some new products coming. I can't say anything about it. Not until Q2 at least. But the stuff I can talk about, OpsCore Amp Lite. So they noticed that the SOCOM standard issue amp might be a bit too much for the commercial commercial market. You probably don't need two modular down leads. You probably don't need the communications mic. So they've created the Amp Lite. So it has a single modular down lead port. It doesn't come with a microphone. Because for a vast majority of people in the commercial market, they are not using the Amp as a communications headset. They're using it mostly for ear protection. So the Amp Lite is compatible with the NFMi earplugs, so you can double up and hear perfectly clear sound, 3D hearing, all that. They just cut the cost by taking away the communications hardware that most people aren't using anyways. Obviously, the standard SOCOM amp will still be available, but the Amp Lite is probably going to be more popular with the commercial market. So yeah, instead of having two potential down leads, the Amp Lite only has one, which still makes it usable as a communications headset since most combo headsets are single down lead anyways. Dual down leads are for pretty advanced users who are like, wanting to communicate with their local team and also with the command team on two different radios, something like that. That's pretty advanced stuff. I'm not a commo guy. I'm assuming that OpsCore looked into the user market and saw that most people did not need two possible down leads. I went to see my homies at EOTech. The main exciting product they got coming out for 2025 is their Voodoo 329X. I didn't have much time to handle it, but other people who really tried to get a feel for that optic noticed that it had a huge eye box, very generous eye box at 3x, and at 9x it had an eye box about equivalent to that of an ACOG, which is what I was experiencing. It has about the same size and footprint as an ACOG, but obviously with the 3 to 9x, instead of a fixed 4 power or something similar like that, the Voodoo 3 to 9x has a lot higher magnification. And I think it's going to be pretty popular, especially with the fact that it's got a generous eye box at 3x. The Voodoo 3 to 9x is based on the MOA system currently. So they've got an MOA turret and an MOA crosshair reticle. I let them know that mil radian is what people want these days, so maybe they'll have a mil version coming out eventually, but just the pure optical performance of the 3 to 9x ensures that this will probably be really popular. Another product from EOTech I'm looking forward to personally is the Daylight Bright 1 to 10x. I've been using the 1 to 10x for a long time, and one of my most viral videos on Twitter was just showing how incredible the first focal plane 1 to 10x zoom is. Right? Only problem was the whole reticle was illuminated and it was not daylight bright enough. I didn't think it was an issue personally. EOTech listened to their customers, and people just want to mimic red dot sight at 1x as much as possible. And you want that super bright center dot. So the new daylight bright versions, only the center dot is illuminated instead of the big 68 MOA circle at 1x. It'll be as bright as the Vortex lasers, I guess. Just handling on the SHOT Show floor, it was extremely bright. You could easily blow it out. That brightness is meant for use in daylight in the desert or something like that. Looking forward to getting those. They're a little bit more expensive because they do require some extra hardware. I believe EOTech said something about they had to focus the LED to get it into the brightness level required on the center dot. Yeah, so the 3 to 9x on the EOTech uses an ACOG mounting pattern supposedly. I wasn't able to verify this. If it is, it's compatible with the Weapon Outfitters CRAM, which is designed around the M16 carry handle and ACOG mounting standard. So hopefully the CRAM works with the 3 to 9x. Guess we'll find out. Final thoughts about the SHOT Show. I only had 2 days to go see the SHOT Show myself since I didn't want to abandon my newborn baby at home. I went as hard as I could for those 2.5 days. Overall, the energy just was really high. I think everybody was excited about entering a new era of American politics. Hopefully the economy improves and everybody makes more money and can afford cool things. The recent history of the economy forced companies to do more than just crank out AR or Glock clones. I think they can tell that the consumer market is a little bit bored of that. The consumer market wants interesting, weird, unusual things. Daewoo rifles coming back, for example, and weird guns like the VSS Venturas and American SVDs, American Bisons, other stuff that What are some other weird guns that YouTubers were interested in? Oh yeah, like the Magpul folding guns. There was a lot of stuff I missed because I think there's like 13 miles of booths that you have to walk if you walk everything. And I definitely walked everything, but unless you know specifically what you were looking for, it was just hard to know when to stop basically and actually explore a booth. So I do regret that I only had 2 days to see what I could and talk to the people I needed to talk to. But thankfully my video guy who's rolling all the beef footage you're seeing right now, he was there the whole time and filled me in a little bit on the cool stuff going down at SHOT Show. Hopefully this was a useful and entertaining video for you. We'll make sure to make another one next year.